Hi, boys and girls. Happy Friday. You guys did a really, really great job on your first assignment that dealt with mass on Wednesday. Thank you. Almost every single student returned that on time, and that is awesome. We haven't had that in a while, but you guys as a whole, I almost have 100% of you turning in work every single time I schedule an assignment. So that is fantastic. So here in your pictures, we're going to continue talking about mass, but what we're going to do is add story problems to that today, or word problems. So I want you to think of your key problems um, or your keywords for problem solving that we talked about in class. The ones that you're going to see today in your assignment are not too tricky. You should see them right away, especially since we practiced them in class. So what I want to tell you is just a quick reminder, is the definition of mass, which is the amount of matter in an object. Okay, remember it's not exactly the weight, but we kind of think of it that way because we use scales. Now, the other day in the video, I said that the scale that you most commonly think of is a scale that you would step on at home to see how much you weigh, or maybe the scale at the doctor's office to see how much you weigh. Here is a balance scale that you're going to use. And I'm going to read the story problem that goes along with this. So I will complete a story problem that involves mass, and then you have several to do, all multiple choice, only one answer for each problem on a Google form. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible, and you guys are very close to wrapping up your year. Okay, so let's get started. You can't see the story, but I'm going to read it. Okay, so the story is Nick has an orange that has a mass of 220 grams. So I'm going to circle that. I know you can't see me doing that. That's just what I know. I'm sorry, circle what I know. Mass of 220 grams. And an apple that has a mass of 110 grams. I'm also going to circle that. What is the mass of the orange and apple together? So I'm going to underline the question that I am asking, or that you are trying to solve, and that we're trying to solve together. So right here it says you can use a balance scale to help you solve the problem. So what they did is break it up a little bit. So just like we talked about in class, there are different strategies you can use. With the 4 operations, it's up to you to solve a story problem. You do not have to do one specific way to find an answer. So I am going to show you what they did here in their picture. It says the balance scale below shows the mass of the orange. So it looks like this student, whoever it was, decided that they were going to add the mass of the orange with the mass of the apple, because your question is, what is the mass of the apple and orange together? So their key word for problem solving there was together, so that let them know that they had to find a sum. So this picture is nice because on the weights here, they already have them labeled by grams. So here is 100 grams plus 100 grams. And I'm just going to stack them like this. Remember, you do not need to do this like Mrs. Querum. 0, 0, and 1 plus 1 is 2. And then these small weights, it says 10 grams and another 10 grams. Well, I know that 10 plus 10 is 20. So I am going to add 20 grams to my 200 grams that I already have here. Now, remember that you line up your numbers in the ones place. Never put this number over here and line up in hundreds. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. And 2 plus nothing is 2. So I know that the orange's mass is 220 grams. Okay, so I'm going to go down here. So this person decided that they were going to weigh the apple separately. So this is the balance scale. Below shows the mass of the apple. This one's not too bad. I can add this in my head this time. 100 grams plus 10 grams is equal to 110 grams. Hope you're sticking with me. Okay, so I am going to move this over just a tad. Sorry, I have my book with me. I know you're thinking to yourself, well, this isn't too bad. I know what I need to do. I need to add, since Mrs. Q said we're going to find the sum. Remember, the sum is the answer to an addition problem. So I will do the work, even though they've kind of done it in the picture form here. Now remember, if you draw a picture to solve a problem, it does not have to be this detailed. You can make rectangles to represent the weights, and two different balls, one for an apple and one for an orange. So if you look here, they have all their weights, like I just mentioned. So what I'm going to do first is stack my two answers over here, 220 grams plus 110 grams, making sure to line them up by their place values. And I'm going to find the total mass for both fruits together. So I'm going to bring this down. 0 plus 0 is 0. 2 plus 1 is 3. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So all together, the apple and orange their mass is 330 grams. Just to double check, because remember in KFC, we always check our work. If you go over here, that's 100, and then another 100 is 200, plus one more 100 is 300. And then below you have 10, 20, 30. That is equal to 330 grams. Okay, so that is technically just a basic addition problem. You could have solved this in many ways. Just in your head, I know a lot of you, probably most of you, could have solved that. So you're going to make sure that you read through your story problems today carefully. Again, I did have students, messaging me on Wednesday saying the answer is not available because this problem, there's no correct answer choice. And I said, make sure you go back and read carefully and find those key words for problem solving, because then that might shift the way you're doing your work. Your pages in your practice and problem book that you can use, and I'm sorry for the shadow, guys. I like my classroom a little bit more, are 267, and the back side, which is 268. So if I hold this up, 267 looks like that. 268 looks like this. Not every problem is on the Google form, so please don't panic. I took out this one because it was just messy. Or actually, I left this one on, but I took off a whole bunch of answer choices. So there are only 3 options that would work for this problem. You are allowed to use these to do work on. Scribble, that are scrap sheets. That's what you do. You basically show your work on there. So do what you need to solve your problems. Get that work in as soon as possible. You don't want any of your teachers trying to find you the last week so you can get work in before the end of the school year. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know. You're doing a fantastic job, so keep it up, and then enjoy your weekend, guys.